and welcome to day 20 of our watercolor tip a day series for World Watercolor Month. Today we're going to be scraping into wet paint to create dramatic textures and line work. So let me show you how it's done. First, let's go over the tools that you'll need to create the scraping technique. So I have an X-Acto knife here. This is great for the dry paint. And then you could use a palette knife. Mine's a little dirty on the left there, but this one's sort of a rounded edge and this one's a little bit pointier, so you can really get some sharp textures. And then you could use the back of your watercolor brush if it has one like this Princeton brush. Some of them are a little bit rounder, but I find that this one works great for like the centers of leaves, the stems. You could use it for grass, so many different ways. If you don't have any of those things, you can also use a credit card or any plastic card. We're gonna start by swatching a color here. I'm gonna walk you through a few different ways to use scraping on wet paint, on damp paint, and on dry paint. And then we will go into a real painting, the painting that we used in our dry brush technique video. I'm gonna go into that and we're gonna scrape it just to add some more texture. Now I started with this dark swatch of color just so you can see the contrast. And while this is still wet, I'm just going in with the palette knife and I'm gently scraping into the paint. So this was with the pointier one. You can see how it sort of just pushes the pigment away and then creates these light little veins. And you can see we're getting softer veins with this rounder tip palette knife. You can even try to add a little bit more water or another color and sort of blend it together with the knife and move it around. So this one is just, see how I'm like kind of scraping and moving it around. This is another way to make some really cool mixed texture. It's not like really contrasty, but you can really have fun with this technique as well. So we're just letting that, we're just kind of playing and seeing what it does. So this would be really cool if you were doing some animal fur. Maybe you put a little bit of a darker color on top and sort of move that around, or in grass. And then this over here is damp, but I want to make sure this side is really dry, so I just dried that, but I kept that damp. And I wouldn't normally use an X-Acto knife on wet, but you can use it on damp and still get a decent effect. And then the palette knife, for some reason on damp, works a lot better, I guess because it's drying up and it's sort of making this sort of mixture, the paint and the paper. The palette knife doesn't work on dry paint, so this is where the X-Acto knife really comes into play. So this is where you're going to get those scratchy lines, and kind of want to try to not pull it too much, so I'm going different directions and I'm playing around, but you can see better here how this is making those little soft scratchy marks. And I really don't like to do it in damp because it really peels up the paper, and then when you do it on wet, it's just, it peels the paper too much, but you can still do it. I prefer the palette knife, but see how it's almost getting a little bit gummy as it dries, and it lifts better for some reason. And then this is where I like to use the back of a brush in the middle of a leaf, and I just draw that center in, and it kind of creates veins for you. So the paint sort of settles into those lines there, and it creates these really cool texture on top of creating the lines for you. Now, if you were here for the dry brush tutorial, you might remember this little landscape. If you missed it, I will link it in the corner. Definitely check that one out next, because we created all of these details using just dry brush technique. But now we're back to add some more details in here using scraping. So this is a great place to use it. I'm darkening up some areas that I want more shadow, and then I'm just using my palette knife to create blades of grass, and it's almost giving us highlights, as if the sun was hitting that grass right there. This is just a great way to break up that darkness and add contrast, and you can even see that under layer there a bit, so it's still a light green underneath, so it's, the paper isn't completely white. We're not lifting it to the point where it's white paper. You will do that when we go into scraping with the X-Acto knife on dry paint, but here I'm sort of glazing with a lighter green, almost yellow undertone, and then I'm lifting so that I do have sort of like a glazed area of warmth, and then I could add in my little scrape marks. And here's a little better view, and now you can see that a little bit better here. And now we can scrape in our dry trees up here, so I'm using the X-Acto knife on dry in this area, and I'm just doing lines here, but you can see it's a little bit patchier. It's not as perfect, like perfect lines as the wet. So here's another wet scraping, and you can see the lines are a little bit more consistent. You can even go back over the areas that you've scraped with a transparent glaze to bring in more warmth, maybe a touch of golden yellow or burnt sienna. And it's giving this beautiful golden hour glow vibe over here. It's subtle, but it's so effective. And that's it. That's how you scrape. It's so easy, it's so flexible. You can add textures to so many different things, whether it be grass, flowers, leaves, even in an oceanscape. I hope this gives you a few new ideas to play with, and most importantly, just experiment. Try different tools and different things and see what happens. If this was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, because tomorrow's watercolor tip is a fun one. I am showing you how to load your brush with 2 colors at once for beautiful blended strokes, and I don't want you to miss it. See you tomorrow!